everyone. Just walked out from seeing Renfield. Wanted to give you my out-of-the-theater reaction. I'm not going to spoil anything here. This is a film that I've been very interested in since they announced it, especially with signing Nicolas Cage to play Dracula, a role that I know he's always wanted to play. If you've ever read interviews with him, and especially ones recently, he talked about how much he really wanted to play Dracula. And he played a vampire in Vampire's Kiss, if you remember that film from earlier in his career. So I was very excited just because Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. You could just take my money now. I'd pay to see that, and I just did. Nicholas Hoult, I like him as an actor, and he's certainly good here as Renfield as well. And he anchors the film. He's the star of the film, but certainly Cage gets a lot to do here as Dracula. And Awkwafina is in this movie as well as a traffic cop who gets like kind of entangled with Renfield through situations that they find themselves in. And at the end of the day, this is a very entertaining horror comedy. We don't get too many of these anymore, and I know it's always a fine line to walk for ones that are successful to ones that are not successful. Evil Dead 2 did it right. Army of Darkness did it right. There's other ones out there that did it right, but they're few and far between. I think this one walks the line pretty damn good between horror comedy and even action movie. There's a handful of action set pieces during this film that are well directed by Chris McKay, who just came off of the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. It's on Amazon Prime. He does a nice job with the action sequences here. There are some really cool fight scenes, gunfire, just cool stuff, and there's definitely a lot of gore. I mean, there's people getting their faces ripped off, heads ripped off, arms ripped off. It's definitely bloody. They did not hold back on the carnage candy here. So if that's your thing, which I enjoy some carnage candy myself, you're going to be satisfied with that. But obviously, the highlight of this film is Nicolas Cage's Dracula and Nicholas Hoult as Renfield. And when they're on screen together, this movie is on fire. They have great chemistry. They play off each other very, very well. And they're both giving great performances. And Nicolas Cage, I gotta be honest, makes a great Dracula. And definitely a different... I mean, he's pulling from all the iterations of Dracula we've seen. There's times during the movie that he looked like Bela Lugosi from the original Dracula. He looked like Christopher Lee from his Dracula movies and other Dracula. It was great. Just the way he harnessed all those and made it his own, while definitely honoring the iterations that came before him. I loved his performance, and it was definitely worth the price of admission just for Nicolas Cage. The bonus is Nicholas Hoult, who's a terrific actor, is really good as Renfield. The story, again, when those two are on screen, the movie is fire. When they're not on screen, I mean, Renfield's on screen 98% of the movie, and he's terrific. But the juicier parts of the film are when they're on screen together and when Nicolas Cage is on screen. Awkwafina is fine. If you're not a fan of hers, this movie's not going to change your mind. She's fine. As this traffic cop who gets stuck in this crazy situation. I mean, everything here is definitely heightened. It's a heightened reality. Bodies explode just a geyser of blood here, which is fine. I'm cool with that. The tone, I had no problem with the tone. So if you're not used to that or don't think that's kind of your thing, I don't know if this movie's going to work for you. But again, the price of admission is worth it just for Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult. They both give great performances, and it's a very fun movie about a toxic relationship and Renfield trying to break away from Dracula to be his own man. And they really do. That's the crux of the whole story, and it's fabulous. I really did enjoy it. Is it perfect? I think there's some spots during the film where it loses steam and then it picks it back up towards the end. I didn't get everything I wanted, but there was certainly enough here to satisfy me. And at the end of the day, out of the theater, I would give Renfield an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 for Renfield. Are you planning on seeing it this weekend? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. I would appreciate it. Evil Dead Rise comes out next week, and I plan on seeing that next Thursday. But until next time, bye.